Hi YouTube. Today I'm going to be helping you make the best decision when it comes to buying one of the Tom Ford foundations. Are you willing to spend $150 for shade and illuminate, or are you willing to just spend $88 for the soft matte foundation? Both of them are on my face and I want to talk about it. Stay tuned. So with regards to the Tom Ford foundations that recently came out, the Shade and Illuminate and the Soft Matte foundation, I felt that, even though I reviewed both of them separately, they have the, individual videos, and actually one of them has 2 videos, but I really wanted to do a video that would show you a side-by-side look of both foundations. So I wanted you to see, essentially the Shade and Illuminate on one side and the Soft Matte on the other side. My skin's already been prepped and primed, it's ready to go. So I'm going to go straight into the foundation. If you have never watched one of my videos, hi, I am ThesPNation. I would truly appreciate it if you would rate thumbs up on this video. It really supports the channel. Definitely subscribe, that's even better. And most important of all, definitely make sure that you turn on your notification bells just so that you're aware of any videos that I have coming out. So I do have also some tape on my face because, okay, there it goes. I may look a little dumb right now. So I just have a little tape just where I would put foundation. So you'll get a look at both of them. And of course, when it comes to packaging, of course, Shade and Illuminate wins. Keep in mind that Shade and Illuminate is $150 and its sister, the Soft Matte foundation, this one is $88. So as I mentioned in my previous video, I did note that the Shade and Illuminate is definitely darker, or at least that's my perception of it, or that's the way I see it when I originally put it on. And with that said, I'm now putting on the Shade and Illuminate on the right side of my face here, and we're just gonna blend this out. And hopefully on camera you can see that the shades are not identical. And again, this is shade 10, also known as Chestnut. And I really feel that the main reason why I wanted to do this particular video is just because these particular foundations, this is a very, very expensive investment. And I personally, even though, I'm not some huge influencer yet, however, though I should be, but though, I'm not some huge influencer, I don't have any PR deals and, things like that, so just like you, I'm just like you, the consumer, I spend my own money on these things. So I don't want you guys to watch a video from me and immediately buy something without having a full, well-rounded picture about the product, especially when it's something that's an investment. These are investments, especially if you were to turn around and buy both of them, like someone like me, if somebody who just, I just don't care. If I like something, I will buy it. I want you guys to know that if you choose to do that and make that investment, it's actually worth it. Because I definitely don't want you guys wasting your money, because with my reviews, I'm always 100% honest with you guys. I want you to see, things the way that they look in person. I want it to look as true to, I want it to look as authentic as possible, just so that you're not wasting your money. You don't have to go through the hassle of returning something that you don't like, and that's just a hassle for the store, and that's a hassle for the vendor ultimately. So, overall, I just want you guys to make the best decision, especially when buying something like this. Because if this was like a $40 foundation, I really wouldn't do something like this, but these 2 foundations are extremely expensive. I hope that this video is helpful and that you appreciate it, just because if I was someone who was on the fence, or if I was someone who said, I don't know if I can drop, $150 and $88 on a foundation, or I could do the 88 but the 150 is just pushing it, okay. Or if I was someone who was like, the 150 is too much, but the 88 may work for me, I would want to see somebody do something like this, so that, I could feel confident about my purchase and feel that I'm making the best educated decision about, this type of investment. This tape does not want to stay running. Immediately, you should be able to see just how my skin is just so reflective, because the Shade and Illuminate is a very glowy, radiant, dewy, just beautiful foundation. And it does definitely have more coverage than the Soft Matte. Now I'm just taking a brush and just blending around the edges here. The radiance on this foundation is very intense. So if you're somebody who is, normal to dry, if you're someone who's very dry, this is a foundation that you would like. However, you may not be somebody who likes a really radiant foundation. Just because you have a dry skin type does not mean that you necessarily like a very glowy foundation. And I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my concealer. I'm just gonna use my Pat McGrath concealer in shade MD26. And I'm going to actually just let this sit as I do the second half of my face with the soft matte foundation. Go up a little bit higher. So I got that Nike swoosh going, so I'm just gonna let this sit. And as the oxidation process begins with that foundation, because again, both of these formulas do oxidize, I'll now go in on the left side of my face with the soft matte foundation. As I noted in my previous video, and again, I will leave links for both of these foundation reviews that I did in the description box. This particular foundation, the soft matte here that I'm applying, this one in particular has more of a lighter coverage. So, you know, when comparing both of them, the Shading Illuminate's definitely going to give you more coverage. This coverage is more of a medium, like a buildable medium coverage with a, of course, like the name, a soft matte finish. And immediately you should be able to see that there's a completely different finish on the skin. And again, this is also in shade 10, so they're in the same shade, but as I mentioned in my previous video, I feel that the soft matte in person, I will say it is lighter than the Shading Illuminate in shade 10. Like, they're very close, but in person, they do not look the same. I find that with the soft matte, it takes a little bit longer to oxidize to adapt to my skin tone. But I feel that Shading Illuminate, though it oxidizes as well, it oxidizes much faster on my skin to match me best. As this oxidizes, I'm gonna go ahead and put on concealer over here as well. Especially when looking at both formulas on my face simultaneously. This side, which is the soft matte foundation, this gives you more of a skin-like look, and it just gives you a subtle type of like dewiness or glow, whatever you want to call it, soft matte. And then over here, the Shading Illuminate is just like out of control luminosity. But again, it all comes down to what type of finish do you like? Are you willing to spend, you know, that extra $70 essentially for the Shading Illuminate, just because it is significantly more expensive, because this gives you a very nice finish. It's very natural, very pretty. Then over here, you can clearly see the difference. I'll just go ahead and just blend out my under eye area. For bronzer, I'll be using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer in shade 3. Love this. This is like one of my new favorites. I'm just gonna put a little bit. I want it to be like a very soft look. On the under eyes, I'm just gonna go lightly with Sacha Buttercup. So as a last touch on the Shading Illuminate side, I'm going to put on the Luminous Dewiness from Tatcha. And for the left side of my face, which has the soft matte foundation, I'll put on the Makeup Forever setting spray. So now that we have the foundation applied and we have it all set and ready to go, now we can get a look at both foundations side by side. So again, the Shading Illuminate, which is this foundation, it is on this side of my face. And as you can see, it's very glowy, very radiant. It gives just this beautiful luminosity to the skin that's very intense. And your skin will not really look natural, so to speak, just because it is so reflective and just, it's essentially like you have spotlights on your face. Again, this is a $150 foundation, so keep that in mind before you make the purchase, just because this is a very large investment. Both foundations come in 40 different shades, so there's really no difference there. It's really just ultimately about finish, and if you're willing to spend an extra, you know, $70, give or take. And on the left side, of course, we have the soft matte foundation. This foundation also comes in 40 shades. However, it retails for only $88, and it's a soft matte finish. It also, unlike Shading Illuminate, it is more of a buildable light to medium coverage, as opposed to being more of a fuller coverage like the Shading Illuminate. And out of the two, this foundation is the more natural looking foundation, so this one will look a lot more like skin. And this one, though it can be for all skin types, just like Shading Illuminate, though I kind of disagree with that with Shading Illuminate, this foundation is more so geared towards, you know, someone who is combination, maybe combination to oily. But as I said, if you're very oily, this foundation will break down probably sooner than you would expect, just because when you look at the price point, you would think that it wouldn't, you know, break down really fast. Especially if you're a very oily skin type, this foundation will definitely break down. And again, this foundation is more of a natural finish. It looks more like skin. It's just a beautiful finish. So overall, what's similar? The shade range, you're getting 40 shades per foundation. However, that's where everything really stops, because again, this is $88, this is $150. Also, this is more of a radiant, dewy, glowy, reflective type of finish. This is a soft matte finish, so it's a true soft matte, natural skin-like type of effect on the skin. I would say, you know, again, if you wear one of these already, try your shade. It may work, you know, again, okay. Again, I wear shade 10 in both of these. It's just that what I found personally is that the soft matte takes a bit longer to oxidize to actually blend and match my skin. However, this one, it's about 2 to 3 minutes and it matches perfectly, and that's why I really like it. One question that I've been DM'd about on several occasions is, which foundation would I choose if I could only choose one? Honestly, I would choose the soft matte foundation, and that's because, again, y'all know me, I'm a person who likes makeup to look like skin. I like things to look extremely natural, and that's what you're going to get from this foundation. If you like your face to look like skin when you put on a foundation, soft matte is definitely what you want. If you are a bit extra, if you want, you know, something that's very reflective on your skin, you love highlighter, if you like getting that glow, if you like that type of look, then you would definitely want to get the shade in Illuminate. However, keep in mind your skin type, because again, if you're someone who's oily, I do not recommend this foundation at all. This is not good for you, and if you want to shell out $150 just to say you bought a $150 foundation, do you, boo? And also, if you are someone oily and you just want to buy this foundation just to buy it, and then you turn around and mattify it with powders and with setting sprays that are mattifying sprays, things like that, that defeats the entire purpose of this foundation. So that's another reason why I wouldn't even waste my time buying this particular foundation if I were you. But that's just my opinion. Personally, for me, both of these foundations last all day long. I've worn these as long as 10 hours or more, so I've had no issues with each of these formulas. They perform very well, they're very beautiful, but keep in mind, I have normal skin. So yeah guys, that about wraps up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely feel free to comment below and let me know which of these two foundations looks or sounds to be more like you and up your alley. Are you willing to spend nearly double the amount and buy the shade in Illuminate, or are you more of a soft matte boy or girl? Your choice. Did you buy both foundations, or do you plan to buy both foundations? Because you know right now Sephora is having that sale that's running all week long. I'm going to do a video actually that will, you know, highlight some products that I think you should get during the sale. It's not the biggest discount, but in beauty, when there's any type of discount, it's totally worth it. If you don't work in the beauty world and you don't get gratis left and right, saving just on tax is something. So definitely rate, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed this video, and leave any questions that you have down below, and I'll be back with a whole lot more. Bye guys.